Hari Om, and let's look for the second mantra, last three parts of it. So we did look in Pratyahara. Next one is Dharana, fixing the mind upon one single object or idea. So that's your next stage after you follow 8 limbs of yoga, after you withdraw from senses, we're trying to challenge it to the one point. And usually, as I know in practices, it doesn't so much matter what it is. It's about technique rather than what you focus on. You know what I mean? All right, let's read the comments. In Dharana, after being fully withdrawn, the faculties of the mind are focused at one point. In order to focus the mind, a base for concentration is necessary, which can hold the mind absolutely steady. This base may be a symbol or an idea. It's not so much important. What is it? In Kundalini Yoga, the different psychic passages, chakra symbols, and their corresponding mantras are used for this purpose. By concentrating one-pointedly on a particular chakra or symbol, the energies inherent in that center are awakened. This is the preparatory state for higher meditation. And that's why the yoga kind of full of symbology, particular triangles, particular number of petals, the colors are important. And although you don't have to know them, and I always say symbology is very important, she helps us to tap to this deeper, as I say, knowledge which embedded in us through our previous lives, through evolution, through genes, through everything like that. But it's also, it helps you, but it's also you don't have to tie up yourself to something very particular. So that's why we don't draw usually pictures of chakras and this kind of stuff, because I see it like that, and next day in my deep samadhi, I see it differently. And person next to me, they see it totally differently. So there's no correct representation, although there's a particular colors and symbols that related to particular chakras. And if you start focusing on them every day, time to time, you will start awakening those points. And they say this in everything in life. If it's something you keep thinking about it, it's going to happen. So if you're kind of more negative and thinking about, I don't know, car crashes or something, and you're more afraid of them, and you every time rerun scenarios in your mind, it's more, you kind of attracted that situations to your life. Yeah. So in yoga, we're letting the go. There's something that kind of scares us by releasing those chakras responsible for fears, anger, and this kind of stuff. And we're focusing on the positive aspects of those chakras and practices, if it makes sense. So the next one will be the Dhyana number 5, spontaneous meditation or contemplation. And usually if you've done a lot of practices and you've been sitting there with eyes closed and you have this moment when you felt like you kind of suspended, you're withdrawing, that's the moment of withdrawing. And then you're trying to channelize your focus on some one point. So usually we use mantra or visualization. It's a good one when we have a tratika, the candle flame, and focusing on that, or some image, picture of Guru, Jesus or something. And for the split of seconds, sometimes you have this absolutely your awareness fully channelized, the world kind of dissolving, and you kind of stay in this immobile. You become like you stop the time, like in the Matrix movie, you stop everything, and the bullet was flying, and then it stopped in the moment. So you kind of felt something like that. That's how it's react. And it's not like your mind doesn't exist. So you still have thoughts coming through the seal, and there will be thoughts like, oh my God, what's happening? These kind of thoughts. So we cannot fully switch off our mind. If we do so, it's mean we're totally unconscious, or not in this body. So don't aim, and that's what I see with many people. All their life, they're trying to switch off the mind. That's not what we're doing in yoga. So next, the state of fusion is experienced between the practitioner and the object of contemplation. This state results in uninterrupted flow of consciousness, which becomes expansive and does not remain confined to one region or object or perception. In Dharma, awareness is fixed at one point. In Dhyana, the field of awareness becomes more extensive and luminous as the kundalini awakens and an energy field expands beyond the normal boundaries. So that's really something you definitely feel like something happening, the continent starts shifting, that's how I can explain. And the last one, 6, samadhi. So this is samadhi, the state. People say, I'm meditating, I'm in samadhi. If you're in samadhi, there's a very particular things happening with you. And you cannot say you're in it if you haven't experienced it. Probably you experience some pratyahara. More often people have this like sense of suspension, what I told you, or first stage of dharana or dhyana. Samadhi, the transcendental state of equanimity. Here the consciousness is freed from the individual identity, which it retains in dharana and dhyana, and attains the superconscious state. This state arises with the ascent of kundalini to sahasrara, the crown chakra, where it is merged with unqualified universal state. Samadhi is the culmination of all religions, philosophies, and yogas. Many names and terms have been given to the state, like self-realization, liberation, nirvana, kaivalya, moksha, and so on. The names are different, but the state is one and the same. So it's in everything like that. It is an experimental state which must be realized by the aspirant internally and cannot be conceptualized or intellectualized. It is an experience of self-realization and inner attainment. And that's what I'm telling you. You can think about these things a lot, trying to understand logics, ask the other people what they experience in that state, but will not bring you to that state. By that, you have to practice yoga, actually. And it might take you years, decades, might take you a lifetime to get there. It might take you a week or a day. Some people get into samadhi without even realizing it's happened through some kind of disturbance in the life, unusual circumstances, car crashes or stuff like that. Many people have described how they live in their bodies and see themselves, this kind of stuff. So it's all part of that. And as they say in this commentary, it doesn't matter how you call it, that's the one state. There's a stages of samadhi, how deep you go, how there's a lot of stages, I don't know, 10, 20 or more, some people describe. But essentially, it will be always your personal experience, because you can always get till the one point just in a split of a second, or it can take you very, very long way with a lot of stages. So don't be discouraged or encouraged. Just stay detached from all of that. At the same time, yearn for something more, and it will always come to you if you really truly want to get there. Because if you will not meant to do that, or connect to this knowledge, or hear what I'm saying, or anybody else, or have any experience of yoga, you will not come across that in your life, or you come across, you have experience when you don't want to come back to it. So if you already have this desire to follow it, you have to go all the way. Yeah, it's meaning meant to do that. Well, you don't have to, but if you're meant to do it, you will. And it's like that works with anything in this life. So we have to be more attuned to this deeper instincts and desires we have, and follow them rather than something that others imposed on us, as usually. Hari Om and blessings.